All right, welcome everyone. I'm Arali, and this is episode 3 of Crusader of Centy, my new playthrough that I'm doing right now. I hope you guys are enjoying this. So, there's quite a lot of stuff I want to talk about before I get into this, and I'm sorry that I keep doing that where I stop and kind of talk. So, first of all, what happened is yesterday I recorded an episode. I mean, for you guys, it'll make no difference because this will be uploaded on the same day it should regularly. But yesterday I recorded an episode and I played an hour of the game and a lot of stuff happened and I was super happy and I did a great it was super fun, whatever. And then I tried to save the game and I didn't realize that I had moved some files over, and now I have to manually save the game. I can't just do a save state anymore because I think something there got corrupted, so I have to physically go in and save it in the system, and I didn't do that, so I lost all of that progress in my game. I have all the I had the recording of it, the video, but then I lost the footage of it. Now that's very sad. I mean, I lost an hour of my time doing this, right? But that's okay because I found something else out that I didn't realize until, and you guys might have already noticed if you compare last episode to this episode. So, and I will kind of show you guys what's going on here. So if you guys can kind of see my cursor, I'm gonna go on the menu here, and something that has that was selected automatically was a filter. I guess it's a filter that's called filtered, that's on top of the screen, and that was active for the first 2 episodes, and I didn't realize. So let me activate it for you guys. So this is what the last 2 episodes look like, and I don't know if you guys can see a huge difference, but for me it's a huge difference because it makes it seem not really clear. I wear glasses, right? And it feels to me I just took off my glasses and I can barely kind of see a lot of stuff. They kind of do that to smooth things over, I guess, and not make it so pixelated looking. But I like the pixelated look. It looks more original. So that is kind of that look. I don't know if that really changes for you guys on the screen or not. But yeah, so I'm kind of glad that happened so that I can do this. I'd rather have it this way. I know it looks a little bit more pixelated and stuff, but do you guys hear that weird sound every time I do that? Okay, I don't know, that's weird. Yes, and I'm still kind of getting over this cold that I've had, so I will be coughing a little bit here and there. This has been a week long, and I'm over a week now I've had this cold, and I'm just really over it. I thought I was in the last stages, but it's just dragging on and on and on, so kind of sucks, but not much I can do about it. But yeah, so anyways, last episode, the whole thing with the animals kind of came into play. We met with the fortune teller, and she took the ability to talk to humans away from us and gave us the ability to talk to animals and plants. And we then kind of proceeded to, pardon me, journey through the world and, find her. We want to get that ability back, so we got our dog here, Mac. He came with us, and we came to this animal village, and they were talking about that there's a big rock to the north here, and they heard someone call for help, and so we went and rescued, and that was a penguin. So the penguin joins us. He was trapped by an octopus, and he gives us the ability to have ice on our sword, which you guys will see will make our attack stronger. We kind of saw a little bit of that in the last episode. I kind of showed that off when we went back up to get that golden apple. We learned about golden apples. They increase my maximum health by 1, which is awesome, and we're going to see a lot more of those as we go along here. Yeah, so, and then I talked about this, the bear. That's not a leopard that's chasing him. That's a cheetah, and there's a specific reason I say that. But yeah, not we really need to know. So let's talk to this bear, okay? The bear says, I heard you beat that octopus. For a tiny kid, you're pretty good. If you want to be able to run as fast as I can, go to the village of Medium Lily. Speaking of medium lily, so I kept on saying Anemone Beach. It's anemone, apparently. I don't know. The English language sometimes is really confusing to me because the German language is very phonetical. Like you know, like you write something out and you say it exactly how it's spelled out, and that does not happen in a lot of cases in English. So it's very like okay, this is confusing. So it's Anemone Beach that we're at, and I will point out that all of the locations are named after flowers. I've already talked about Rafflesia being a flower, Dahlia is a flower, Anemone is a flower, and then we have Hot Daisy is one of the locations. Then we have Iris, we have Burn Daisy, you guys are going to see that, so Hot Daisy and Burn Daisy, and then Medium Lily. So they're all named, all the locations except for the hometown, which is Soleil. I don't think that's a flower. Like I said before, I think that, as far as I know, that's French for sun, but I don't know if there's a flower that's called that. But yeah, so that's kind of the theme of the game, is named, a lot of the places are named after flowers. So let's talk to this. I think this guy, Shady, is supposed to be a fox. Shady, I heard you defeated the big evil one. I knew you could do it. So they kind of congratulate us, and they were like, awesome that we did that. Yeah, so we did have the cat, right? The kitty's still with us, which will restore us. Medium Lily is just ahead of Hot Daisy. You can't go there normally. My dad showed you how to lift things, didn't he? I was wondering why, but now I understand. After all, you're the one who beat that octopus. So, yeah, the dad in the house, like we saw last episode. Alright, let's journey. So, we're going they're kind of hinting at Hot Daisy and Medium Lily. And you guys will see specifically why that is. So that apple right there, you guys can kind of see it. There's a specific ability that I need to get to that switch, and that will enable me to get to that red apple. I do not have that ability. Sorry, I'm getting a cough drop. I do not have that ability, but that's okay. So we're gonna journey back. We kind of have to leave the beach here, which is pretty easy because you can just walk across the beach. We'll collect some coins as we go along. We'll kill these guys a little bit, make some more monies, because we're gonna need a little bit of money as we go along. Oh my good god, Jesus. Alright. As I said before, like getting golden apples is super important, and there's a lot of like side things you can do, and you guys will see that there's a lot of ways that you can miss golden apples. There's some really cute little side things that you can do and stuff, and yeah, so it's just very oh god, yeah, see, so throwing, oh god, that disappeared. Okay, so throwing my sword, now that I have the ice ability, gives me 2 attack power, which is going to be really nice. You guys are going to see that. And also enemies that are like fiery enemies, which we will see in a minute, I think they like instantly die to ice powers. But yeah, so here we are, world map. So Anemone Beach, and we're going to go to Hot Daisy up in the mountains. And you see that volcano? And so those mountains, as a kid, I always thought they were supposed to be like snow-covered mountains, which didn't really make sense to me because I was like, it's a volcano, so it's hot, but then there's all the snow around it. Well, it's actually clouds, because I was a dumb child. They're clouds. They're supposed to be clouds. I don't know why they're so thick and just like all over the place, but I guess they're supposed to indicate like, oh, here's the mountains, right? It's just like all the white is like all one big cloud cover. All right, we're here in the mountains, and it's this area. The music is really cool, first of all, and it's just a really cool area, right? We're up in the mountains. There's like ash falling, and you see the volcano in the background, and watch what happens. Rocks start flying. Look at that. From the volcano, they start coming down, and they're like different sizes too. It's really scary. Then you have this where you can climb down the rope. It's kind of cool that you have that like little rope that you can like move up and down on. We've kind of seen that already, but it's just cool to see again. Then I will point out right here, there's a golden apple. I'm not 100% sure how to get that apple though. But we get this bridge. There's something very precarious about this bridge. Like, as we walk across, it slowly starts breaking apart, and we get attacked by this lava dragon. Okay, 2 of them. Oh my god, this is bad. Alright, dead. Look, the bridge slowly starts breaking. Okay, I think there's a specific one that you have to, like, kind of fall down to get to the apple. But I don't know which one it is. I might have to look that up. I'm not sure. So we move across. Okay, we're trying to get like across the mountains here. So you'll see that there's a path down here with these weird blocks that are suspended. Something will happen when I get on them. Okay, do you see that? And it's like a little slide, and it'll push you off. So you have to be like really quick about it, and you won't be able to go back up this way because what happens? I mean, I could probably, yeah, I can make that jump. See, I'm like getting pushed back. Ooh, and then I get pushed, oh god. All the way back there, right? So, this is the way back. Because this, what this will do, it'll create a, oops. Yeah, so you kind of have to use the momentum of that. Ooh, do you see that? Nice. Alright, we can do the same here. Gotta be just very careful not to jump too far. Alright, we kind of move along. So here is, so we would have been able to visit Hot Daisy up until this point, before we finished this last quest with the penguin and the octopus that we kind of did, because we need to use the penguin here to freeze this. Do you see that? That's so cool. So now we can move across here. We need a little slide action. You can kind of jump across to make it easier. Alright, got him. Those things are so annoying. Alright, you push the blocks to kind of block the lava flow. It's really strange with the flow. And then here, I don't know what the best way to do this is, but I'm gonna kind of, you have to attack that 3 times, and now I can hide in that little spot and just attack. There you go. And if you go down here, oop, more of these. There's money! Already making a ton of money in this episode, guys. We're rich. We'll need the money. There's going to be a part where we're going to need them. Not all of it, but we're going to need money. Alright. I can't freeze those. Ooh, kind of walk around. Alright. I'm doing pretty good. This is really weird. So you go down here and you go in this hole. And this brings you to where we just froze that lava fawn up top. But it doesn't do anything. I don't know if this comes into play later, but yeah, it's just kind of there. It's like, okay, what the heck? So as you guys can see, do you see how that ground there is a little bit different? It looks different, right? You can kind of tell from where I'm standing onto that. It's gonna fall apart as soon as I jump on there, so I have to run. See, and it falls down, and I have to run. Let me get this guy. Let's kill him. Not like that really does anything. So this is Hot Daisy. We kind of journey through there. And this is Burn Daisy. So Burn Daisy, as you guys can see, there's like a little cave entrance. It's like a little cave in the mountain. Okay. So Burn Daisy is a little cavern. So just remember this lava pool here for a little bit later. But yeah, we can't jump over this. Okay. Like I can't jump fast enough, but far enough. Fast enough. Far enough. Alright, but we go in this cave. Ooh, listen to that music. It's very chill. But it's also kind of scary, right? We're like in this like, okay, area. And then you guys will see as we walk over a certain ground, it'll open up just like those, just like the bridges. And again, it's very like, oh my god, you know. Is there apples? I don't remember if there was apples. I don't think so. I think there's only one area that gives you apples, which is up here. So we get these weird blobs or whatever. These fire things. You can kind of trap them. See, if I do that, that thing is not going to bother me anymore. Alright, there's apples in here. As far as I know. There's 1, 2. We will need them because this is a very dangerous area. You get these blocks, so you can kind of push them. Oh god, run. I don't, oh my god, this is like everywhere. Alright, You see that with the lava in the background? Oh no, see, there was a hole there. I just fell through that. Alright, that's a perfect example of what not to do. Just kind of stand there and look. That's what I just did, and I was like, I fell through the ground. So yeah, but it has like all this lava flowing in the back. It's really cool. It's a cool effect, right? It's a cool idea to have like a lava. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I did not do this when I recorded that episode originally. I did not fall through any of those holes in the ground. That's okay. We're gonna just have to keep moving. This is very confusing. I still haven't quite figured out how this goes, but there's a couple of places I would like to... Oh, okay. This was a dead end. Yes, I remember that. So you can kind of like, you see there's a wall here and you see other stairs, but you can't get there. And it's like, okay, what's the point? And I don't see the stairs on that side, so there's no point really to come there. What's over here? I don't know. Let's go up here. So we are up above the bridge that we walked under earlier. And then this is the beginning area. Okay, so we kind of did a little loop. This is where we first came in. We went up here to get the apples at the top there. Which I might do again if there is some in there. Because we're gonna need them. That's 2 apples, correct, I think. Alright, so, and I love the little effect of like the block. Look at that. The block is like leaving like a little... It's kind of wiping off the ground of like the ashes or something that's underneath. Alright, we go down this way. We could have gone in that hole as well. I don't know if we have to. Alright, these are the other stairs that we saw from the one side. Because the other stairs are down there. I think, right? And this would be the other side. Yeah, so this is the other side. Here we can kind of like walk past. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but you can kind of walk past there. Money. Always good. We've made already so much money. We've got 3 money sacks so far. It's a lot of money. Alright, that's it. You just kind of come down here for the money. And I think that's it for this area. And then I have to go into that hole that we saw to the right that I kind of walked by earlier. This one right here. We have to get there. How do I get there? I don't remember. I don't remember, guys. Alright. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, got it. Got it. Alright, going in. Ooh, that fire thing was right behind me. Alright, here, you kind of have to jump across. You see that? So we're going across the lava here. You do not want to fall. This is weird. Like, you would think that something happens if you push on those blocks. As far as I know, nothing happens. So, I don't know if there's any other apples. Oh my god. Why did... Do you see that? He came, like, way into that corner. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna try to masterfully trap... Oh, look at that! Look at that fire thing just sitting there now. Haha! I'm a master of the elements. Alright, I love those little indicators that this is where the lava flow is gonna kind of go. I believe this is a dead end. Again, I love that older games kind of get away with that. I think, yeah, this leads to a dead end. There's nothing there. Kind of nothing there, but that's okay. So we come down here. This is really dumb. I hate this because you have to go around the block. But you have to be very careful and then kind of jump up here. In my other episode that I recorded, I fell into the lava there. I was just like, oh my god. I slipped because those edges are a little slippery. 1 apple. I love how like there's always like 1 apple. I'm like, okay. Like there's an apple right there. Right up there. Alright, so we go in here. I want to show you guys. So this is a little cave entrance, right? Apples in front of it. You'd think is like a boss battle, right? Well, let me show you. So it's a weird room, right? Looks very boss-like. Like this, you know, looks like boss room. But there's nothing in here. But if you go to the left, there's a weird guy over there on the left. Okay, weird guy. He's like floating on this platform, and there's this weird armor, and he's just kind of hanging out there. Okay, and it's just like, okay, like, what is he doing? No idea, right? It's like we have no clue. But just remember this guy. Just remember that he's here and he's hanging out. So But he's not doing anything. And we can't, like, this kind of looks like you could walk through, or you can't. Like this is blocked, you can't throw your sword. And there's nothing I can do here. And that's it, okay? So I just kind of wanted to show you guys that. Just remember that. And there's nothing else in this room. So we can kind of continue on and kind of leave that guy up there. But just remember this guy because he's going to become important. So you kind of have to do, again, the same thing here where we jump across. We get even more money up there. Okay, so here we, again, another important part. We're on the middle of this like lava thing, right? And it's like a little cactus. It looks like a cactus, right? It looks like a little guy like flexing or something. But yeah, you see this right here. Looks like a bird, right? So let's read what it says. It looks like a bird, but it's burned to ashes. So there's a bird carcass that's burned to ashes that's sitting right here. There's nothing we can do with it. It literally just says that, and that's it. No idea, but mind this. Remember this, guys. Remember this for later. Because that'll come into play later. Alright, and we move down here. And we get some apples. And, well, it looks like another boss room. Which, actually, this time around, is a boss battle. So we have a little boss battle against this guy. And I'd totally forgotten about this guy. He's the Shuffler. Fool, how dare you challenge me? Here's the hint to the secret of my power. 8-1, 1 and 8. Now fight. Okay, before we get into this fight, it's really easy. I don't know why they need to give you a hint. He's gonna split up into 8 little creatures, and he's gonna do a little like shuffling thing, and you gotta hit the right one. And you have to do that until his health is depleted. That's all it is. It seems simple, but he gets really fast. So the one guy that's flashing is the one that we follow. So you kind of have to like watch out for where he is. I wish I was doing this live so you guys could help me with it. And, oh, see, and you gotta be careful. If you accidentally, and I did the exact same, oh god, I lost where he was. I lost which one he was. Oops. I think I know which one, but again, I can't be. This one? Oh, it was the right one. Okay, cool. So you kind of have to follow. What's gonna happen is the other ones that are fake are gonna do different poses as well. So the one that's real is gonna have the same pose up until the very end, and they all pose in the same way. But you gotta be careful. With my sword swing earlier, I hit the other one and I got it wrong because of that. So you gotta be very careful with that. Gotta be very careful. But as you guys can see, the other ones kind of pose differently, and all you have to do is kind of pay attention. And it's gonna get faster and faster and faster. Which by the end of it is like kind of annoying. But that's okay. See how quick it's kind of getting already? Alright. Keep following him. Oh god. Oh god. I think I have the right one. Because of the writing on there. This one? It is this one. Oh. Okay. I got it! Nice! Alright, boing! That's all he says. And our maximum health increases! Yay! Ooh, and what is this, guys? Cecile. Free at last! I thought I was a goner when I was swallowed by the goofy blimp. Thank you, feels good to be alive. Cecile, the flying squirrel, joins the group. In my earlier episode, I wasn't sure if it's Cecil or Cecile. It probably is Cecil. Because Cecile, I think, has an E at the end. So Cecil, whatever. Doesn't really matter, right? So we have the flying squirrel, and it says, throw your sword against the wall and I will make it ricochet. So let's replace Mac for a second, and let's get the flying squirrel in. So first of all, doesn't he look cool? Look at him, he's like constantly flying. So it makes sense he's kind of hovering or whatever. And again, you can kind of use them to protect you. I have never used his ability really ever. But yeah, so what happens if we throw him? Watch this. Ooh. The sword bounces. Now this is really bad for combat because what happens if I throw the sword, I want to throw it diagonally, boom, boom, boom. I can't move as a character. Look at my character spin. I can't move. Okay. So this is good for puzzles. There's going to be a lot of puzzles that are going to be involved in this, but for fighting, it's really bad because you can't control the sword and it kind of flies forever. But yes, so the flying squirrel joins us. We have another animal that joins us, guys. Yay! Okay, so here we are on the other side of the this is the lava pit that I couldn't jump over. This is the other side. So if we could jump farther, like I can't freeze it either because there's no like fountain or anything that's coming out. No source that I can like hit or whatever. Now if I could jump farther, I could have a shortcut to the beginning and I wouldn't have to go through Burn Daisy, right? We could just kind of skip through, but I don't have that ability. So, yeah, so we leave. All right, we're going to Iris. Now remember Iris, and I mentioned Iris earlier. Iris is, as far as we know, where the fortune teller went. So the fortune teller is somewhere around here. And that's who we're looking for. We're trying to get our ability to talk to people back. You know, it's like our whole journey right now is like trying to figure out why, you know, we can't talk to them. She never gave us a reason why she did it. And she just kind of left. More money. We've been making so much money in this episode. It's insane. Okay, so now we kind of strategically use these holes. Do you see that? We've seen these holes before, but we've never seen them used in the way that we use them now. Where you kind of like, you can hide in them underneath, and then, so it's like a weird puzzle, right? And it's kind of, oh god, they have so much health. Even with like double attack power, they have 3 health. So it's gonna take a lot more to kill them. But yeah, isn't it cool how, like, you know, the game teaches you about those holes and how you can get in them and fall in them and stuff. And then that comes into play later where you use that, right, for solving puzzles or like getting past a puzzle or whatever, right? And it's so cool how the game like naturally teaches you, like that slide in the playground or whatever, that's gonna come into play like soon, in a different way, where it's just like, okay, it kind of teaches you about like slidey mechanics and stuff. It's really cool how the game naturally teaches you. I think it's really, really awesome that it does that. So so there's no way to get further. Okay, now if you guys can kind of see, oh, look at that, there's switches over there, right? Okay, is there anything down here? Nope. Oh, there's a little island. Ooh, I did not go here in my other episode, so maybe that was a blessing in disguise as well. Secret? Oh, secret. We can jump on here. Alright. And you can kind of jump off. Can we make that jump? Oh, we can! Wow, I did not get this apple, guys. Awesome. See, another good reason why that episode, I had to redo it. I did not get that apple. Cool, we found a golden apple, guys. Awesome. But there's no way to proceed, right? There's no further path. But you see this row of trees? It looks kind of weird, right? Doesn't it? The way it's placed in this, like, ravine. Well, there's a reason for that. I'm not going to try to be more suspenseful. But we use our new friend. Cecil over here is going to be... Look at this. Bam, bam. What? So we open up that for the lava flow to come through, and then we can jump over it. Isn't that cool? That's like a really cool puzzle. I think that's a really smart way to make a really cool puzzle. I really love how they use like the mechanics of the game to make really cool puzzles. You know, I mean, I think that's really, really awesome. So we kind of continue. We get to go on. I don't even need any more money. I have so much money now. Well, I kind of want to get 800 melons because of the, remember the mermaid in the tent, in the one tent? But yeah, you know, like having those little things like the little holes and stuff that, I don't know, it's just really cute the way they make certain things. Alright, we get through here. I don't know if there's anything down here. Oh, there is something down here. Isn't there? I thought there was. I thought there was more money down here, but I guess not. Alright, I get these like weird, like those, they kind of creep me out, the tree things here. Because it's like the, having not a, like everything in this game has like a face, or like at least like an eyeball or something. But this doesn't, right? And it's just kind of creepy in a weird way, where I'm just like, okay, this doesn't have like an eyeball. It's weird. Like it doesn't have an eyeball, it doesn't have a face, it doesn't have anything. Kind of creepy. Alright, there's more tree things hiding here. And they throw like a slab of wood at you. It's so weird. Alright, and we move on. Oh, look at this. So we know that this is still Iris, guys. This is still Iris. And yeah, and the fortune teller is somewhere around here. So we can probably talk to these people. Alright, first thing I want to point out is this little pond. And you see there's a chest. Okay, but the chest is opened, which is weird, right? It's like, okay, treasure chest is opened. And you might think, okay, use Cecil to get over there, or whatever. Let's try that. Alright, that did absolutely nothing. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. We can't, I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, we can kind of throw a sword there, but it doesn't do anything for us. You know, so... nothing. We can't freeze the water, nothing. So that's kind of there. And yeah, so keep that in mind, guys, as well. You know, we had a couple of things that I want you guys to keep in mind. So yeah, so that is over there. All right, whatever. We still can't talk to people. So they all say gibberish. We don't know what they're saying. They're all, even this old lady, like, we don't know. We have no idea. So it's like, okay. Cool, right? Doesn't really help us. Well, what's in this house? Oh, look who it is. Look who's showing off his sword. This is Amon, or Amon. I don't know if it's Amon or Amon. I kept on saying Amon in episode 1, but it might be Amon. I don't know. Amon I always imagined with an E, like A-E, M-O-N. I don't know. I'm gonna probably call him Amon. But yeah, he's here, so, you know, we can't talk to him, we can't talk to any of these people. But yeah, he's the hero, remember him? He's the one that kind of, like, you know, he got the holy sword at the beginning of the game, and he's like, I'm gonna go off on a journey, and I'll do my best to slay all the monsters, blah, 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 right? And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so he's here in Iris, which is, like, really cool. And the only one we can talk to in the room is the dog, named Pee-wee. I don't like heroes with big egos. I would bark at them, but I don't want my master to get upset. So, this dog is saying that Amon has, like, a big ego, right? And that Pee-wee doesn't like Amon because he has a big ego. And that kind of, remember that kind of plays into the theme of the game, and we'll talk more about that at the very end, because I feel like this game has a lot of different messages under one umbrella of a theme. You know what I mean? Where it's like an umbrella that kind of covers a lot of different ideas and different concepts, but it all kind of comes together under this umbrella. So we got a couple of different, so just keep that in mind. And this is Iris, so no fortune teller, but we get a couple paths. So let's go up here, and there's a giant hole in the ground, and we get a very mysterious music. And for those of you that will remember, this was the music of the fortune teller as well when we were in the tent. So, okay, mysterious. We have only one flower that we can talk to. So let's talk to the flower. Yo, buddy, I have some useful information for you. I'll sell it to you for 20 malins or 10 malins, I'm not sure. Sure, let's just pay. We've got so much money this episode, it's fine. There you go. Well, you see, there was this fortune teller, the one who understands our tongue like you. Are all humans like that nowadays? Okay, so we paid 10 malins for the flower to tell us that the fortune teller was here in Iris. So we kind of knew that already, but this is we kind of heard that that's where she was going, but we didn't know if that's where she was going. Yes, this is where she's going. She's going to, she was here in Iris. The flower was like, you know, yay, whatever. All right, so. Where's the fortune teller? Of course I know, but, well, I need 10 more malins if I want to tell you. It skips through, guys. I don't actually press a button, but it skips through that dialogue. I don't know why it does it. Okay, so let's pay him another 10. That's fine. Thank you, sir. You see, she was saying she was going to build a path. After that, she vanished. Then I noticed this huge hole. I couldn't figure it out. Was this a human trick? Maybe not, but So, okay, but you were gonna tell us where she is. Sorry, mister, but I don't have any more information. Come back some other time. So, I don't know why they say that. Like, of course I know, but then he doesn't actually tell us. But the fortune teller was here, and she spoke of she's gonna build a path, and then vanished, and then all of a sudden there's a hole in the ground. So is this a pathway to somewhere? Does it mean you have to jump in? Well, let's find out. No. We do not, okay? We do not have to jump in that. For some of you, maybe you thought, ooh, this is a portal to a different location. It is not. So yeah, that's that. So, okay. So let's go this way because we are trying to figure out, you know, where's the fortune teller? Like, what is going on? Oh my god, I'm losing to a couple of trees. Why am I so bad? Okay. There's more of them. Oh god, oh god. Alright, let's just kind of go through here. Here's one of my favorite details. Like, you know, I always talk about like how details are very important. So look, these trees look different than the rest of them because they have apples on them. So what do you think that means? It means that there's apples in the grass around these trees. It's such a weird, interesting thing to me. It's such a weird like detail that is so like, it's so subtle, but it's you know exactly what it means, and it's very effective in its way, without being like health over here. You know, they don't put a giant sign where like, oh, health fill-ups over here or whatever, right? They don't need to do that. They have the apples to kind of tell you, hey, there's health here. That's so cool. I love that detail. That's like one of my favorite things. I'm like, man, game developers back then, they were like, just pay attention to so much detail. And you won't find apples anywhere else in this regular like grass. It's only around those trees, which is just like great, right? It's like, okay, this is where I can restock on life, and it doesn't feel intrusive where they don't have to do like, you know, I don't know, a merchant that sells you like, you know, or a person that's like, hey, here's a bed, you can sleep in it, and it's like in a random location where you're like, why would I? Like, I think of like Pokemon, how like sometimes you can sleep in like, when you're in like the Team Rock, like the Sylph cooperation, you're in the building, and they're like, oh, you can lay down in one of our beds. Like, first of all, why do you have beds in your building, like in your corporation building like that? And then why in the middle of an like enemy takeover do you have them just sleep there randomly? Like, it feels so weird, right? Where that feels so much more natural. It's really cool. So here we have to do the same thing again, guys. Obviously, you know, you can kind of tell by the way that looks. And I think these are permanently open now, so you don't have to do that again. There's nothing down there, but you guys kind of see the money over there. Oh, this is a hard jump. Oof, did you see that? Almost didn't make it. All right, we can kind of get more money because we just spent 20 melons. So let's get. Is it 20? It's 30 per sack. Okay. All right, and we come to the end of this path. Again, it splits up here, guys. But we're gonna go where we need to go. Up here. Ooh, familiar sound. Guys, we're in another animal village. I believe this is Medium Lily, I want to say. This is weird because there's like an apple tree, but there's no bushes to cut around. I guess they just have it as a centerpiece with all the like things around it. It's very Zelda-esque, right? From like A Link to the Past. Alright, so we have a beaver. Yay, we get different animals. I love that they have like all kinds of different animals. So this is Roseanne. Oh, my darling, he's making a sweet home for me. Okay, so obviously she's talking about this guy down here. And we gotta wait until he comes back. And then we can talk to him. Let's talk to him. Hey, dude, I want to talk to you. This is David. Hey, you, my sweet house is almost finished. Alright, that's it. That's all he says. So he's just building a house for his wife, or you know, whatever, lover over here. Alright, so then we have the skunk over here. It's called Smell, which is just kind of like, okay. There are tree stumps and inchworm monsters in the forest. Did you know that? Yup. Rumor has it that the monster in Burn Daisy's creating them with magic, but he's so strong that none of us can stop him. So there's a hint here, guys, at stuff to come, I suppose. But all the inchworm monsters, which are the green little worm monsters that we've been fighting, and the tree monsters, right, that are all around Iris, they are coming from Burn Daisy, and they're being created by a monster in Burn Daisy. And we saw a monster in Burn Daisy that we couldn't reach. Remember the guy with the weird armor and stuff? He was floating in midair. So this is what the skunk is talking about. Weird, right? All right, here we are. Look at the family of squirrels. Let's talk to baby squirrel over here. Kid squirrel. My house is old. There are lots of holes. And then we get this he's just kind of sitting there. You can see he's like, his arms are just kind of crossed, and he looks very like stern, right? The way he's standing. Oops, I didn't mean to go out. All right, so this is Pa Squirrel. Oh God, okay. He says, "Aren't you one of the animals called human?" It scrolls through without me doing anything, and I say yes, and he says, "Get lost. There's no way you can trust a human." And then if we say no, he says, "That's right. There's no way a human can understand our language." So, kind of weird because we answer him. So it's like, we do understand your language because we just said no. I guess because he's asking us if we're human. So I guess we're saying no, we're not human because we can understand you. So I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, it doesn't have really any impact on anything. And then we have Moss Squirrel. "I'm cooking now. Today's menu is nut stew. Sorry, not enough for you." So there's a little hint because the kid says the house is full of holes, and you kind of will see that there's like weird planks next to the holes. Well, you have to plug the holes, guys. Isn't that cool? And then you can because you can't walk over these, right? We kind of like lean up to this, but once you push them in the holes, they're like in the ground, right? And this is like part of the floor now. So we have to do this with all of these. And every time you do it correctly, it gives you a little sound, right? And then you can talk to Kid Squirrel. "Great, now I won't fall into the hole. Humans are so strong." And then she says, "Oh, you fixed our house. Thank you." And then we talk to him. "I see you fixed the floor, and I didn't even ask. I like you. For this, I'll give you something worth your while." And we get another golden apple, guys. So he's like really thankful. At first, he's kind of dismissive of humans, but then we show him the good side of people, right? Again, it kind of goes into the message of the game, like, to be a good person. Like, we're a good person. We help him out, and he's like, "I appreciate that. Here is something in return." All right, we visit this is a bunny. This is not the same bunny that we saw from before, but this is a bunny. This is Brownie, which he doesn't look really brown, but that's okay. "Did you know that something strange occurred in the Tower of Babel? You see, none of the humans can communicate with one another anymore. Was it punishment for something they did?" And then Max says, our dog, "What? They can't communicate with each other? Just like you, Raleigh. Let's go to the Tower of Babel. Is it Babel or Babel? I'm gonna say Babel. Tower of Babel. We might be able to find out something." So this is a hint as to where to go. So mind you, the fortune teller was the one that took away the ability for me to talk to other people, and I can now talk to animals. So now we hear about people at this tower not being able to talk to each other, which is apparently based on the the real story of the Tower of Babel, which is like one of the I think it's like from the olden times, from like way back from the first civilizations, when like Babylon was like a kingdom and stuff, and like the Sirmian times or whatever, like way early on. But apparently there was like, what was it? The Babylonians built a tower because they wanted to reach the gods or something, and the gods were furious about that, so they punished them by not being able to like communicate with each other. And I guess that's like, it's supposed to be like a hint at like the different languages in the world. That's where they came from, the different languages or something. I guess it's like some kind of religious thing, in like religious text or something. I don't know, but it's based off of that, right? So they kind of take that real life story about that tower, and they kind of implemented it in this game, and it's kind of cool, right? Because it works out really well, because we're able to talk to animals but not people. So the people at the tower that, you know, they're just hanging out with each other, they can't communicate with each other. So that's indicating that that the fortune teller went through Iris and ventured to this tower. So we have to find this tower, guys. So we'll be going to that tower. That's our next stop. So we're still looking for the fortune teller, and we kind of fear of her being there. So so this is Ramsey. Remember Ramsey? He was the guy that rented us the little kitty, and the, you know, where you can hire people or whatever. If we didn't have the kitty, we would kind of see the kitty laying here, like before. But there's a new friend here. This is Edgar. I'm an egg bomb. I explode and damage all nearby enemies. I can only be used once. You can hire me for 50 mallets. How about it? Sure. Okay, you got a deal. You really do have an eye for what's good. So he's just an egg that can, I guess, be used to be exploded or something. I don't know. I guess you drop him like a bomb or something. And like you like put him somewhere, like in you know, Zelda, where you just drop a bomb somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna I probably won't use him. I love that they again use the like eyes in the darkness to kind of indicate. I don't know what he's supposed to be. He's just like a cracked egg. I don't know. It's green. Looks like a dinosaur egg or something. I don't know. But yeah, so you know, it's probably some kind of animal egg. I don't know. There's eggs that look like this in real life that are green with a little bit of yellow in there. But yeah, so I kind of want to fill up the collection, so I bought him. So he's kind of comes with us. But again, those the ones for hire, I don't think that you can actually like have them follow you around, because they're not like permanent members, right? So that's pretty much it here. And then you will kind of, they kind of indicate it with this fence here. You can go to the next screen. Oh, and we get the like funky playground music again. And what is that? That looks like a racetrack, right? Yes, this is a racetrack. So we have to race now, guys. So this is Heidi, and she says, this is a racetrack, 20 miles, and you can race against the cheetah. Win the race, and the cheetah will join you. Now, would you like to try? Sure thing. Okay, you're on. The cheetah is very fast. Give it your best shot. So we have to do this. There's the cheetah, and there's a little car that we have to race in. So weird. Obviously, technology is nowhere near like in this game that where they should have working cars, but it's just kind of quirky, right? And there's the cheetah. Just like the bear had a cheetah, we can get a cheetah if we win. This racing, though, guys, I probably will fail. I failed when I recorded the other episode. I did this, and I failed the first time, and then the second time I barely won. It was like really close. So it's not that easy, because the controls are kind of sucky. But I'll try my best, guys. So we have 3 laps around this course. All right, go. And we kind of race the cheetah. There's no sound effect, which is weird. I noted that in my other episode where I was like, okay, this kind of takes you out of the immersion there. Oh. This is kind of like those last couple of turns. You can make up a lot of time because he turns around those really wide. He makes these really wide turns, and if you aim it correctly, you can kind of see, like, kind of just drive through, and that's the best way. Ooh, that water slows you down a little bit. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing much better than I did in my original playthrough. So if I can do this in one, that would be really nice. When I recorded the other episode, or you know, the same episode or whatever, the original, I failed horribly the first time, so bad. So Flash is the cheetah. He said, "You won. Okay, as promised, I will join your group." Flash the cheetah joins the group. We kind of get kicked off. I guess, can you like race again? This is a racetrack. For 10 miles, you can race against the clock. This is a test to see how fast you... Would you like to give it a try? No. Oh, that's too bad. It's important to try new things. I don't know if... Maybe we can get a golden apple here. I'm not 100% certain. If we, like, beat a best time or something like that, maybe. I'll try that, you know, at some other point or whatever. But yeah, so we have Flash with us now, which is super cool. He says, you can run twice as fast when you have me around. What, guys? What? Look at this. We can run really quickly, and he's really cute. Look at him. Especially when you stand, like, diagonally. Look at him. He's so adorable. He's like a little kitten. He looks like a little kitten, doesn't he? But yeah, we can run really fast, which means that we can jump really far too. Cool, right? I love this. So he joins us on our journey. Awesome. And we get to kind of like move on with our life, I guess, right? So yeah, so let's kind of I want to try the race against time. I didn't do that in my other episode, but you know what, let's try it. I want to see if maybe we can get, because like I said, golden apples. Okay, you're on, go for the best record, good luck. So I don't know if this is like, if I beat a certain time they're like, oh wow, that was so impressive. Oh, that was horrible. Oh god, what am I doing? I don't know, so I'm just gonna do this one time, and then I'm gonna show you guys one more thing, and then we're gonna kind of come to the end of the episode here. But yeah, this is so weird, right? It's like these are animals, but they have like a car, but then the humans, like, you know, they live in like medieval times, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of quirky and cute. And I love the little sprite, the way he's sitting in the, you know how our main guy is like sitting in the car. It's just really cute. But yeah, you know, so we kind of race around. But yeah, so we can run fast. That opens up a lot of things, guys. Remember that the Rafflesia school had a third course where you need an advanced jump or accelerated jump. That's what they call it, accelerated. Ooh, I can probably get under a minute or something. If I try really hard. Yeah, and you can kind of race against yourself, I guess, right? Yeah, okay. No. Alright, that's okay. I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe there was like a best time of the track that I had to beat to get a golden apple. Oh, I never noticed the weird sound that it makes when you run. I don't know. But yeah, so we take him with us, which is gonna it's gonna make a lot of things very easy, right? I can just like run by a lot of enemies, a lot of stuff I can just kind of run through now if I wanted to. You know, for money's sake, I probably won't do exactly that. But yeah, so we're here. Let's kind of continue. So we take the actual path that we saw before. Ooh, remember the brown forest? And we kind of saw that as well, like right as we entered Iris. There was that brown forest on the bottom, and I talked about that in the first episode. So this is the brown forest. It's actually like purple, but on the map it's brown. It's very mysterious. Again, has that weird fortune teller music going on. And we got a big hole. Now, this hole I wouldn't be able to jump over unless I had Flash with me, right? So this kind of like, you get immediately blocked in your progress. So without Flash, you wouldn't have been able to go. So what is this? This looks really strange, right? Weird flowers or something. Oh, what is this? Ooh, there's someone in the bushes and a monster sitting outside and kind of hanging out. And we would have to jump over this to get to the other side. And yeah, so very mysterious, right? But we're not going to do this episode, guys. That's going to be next episode. So for now, we're going to journey back, guys. We're going to do a little, because again, I kind of talked about this. The third course of the Rafflesia school is the one where you need these guys. So the tree people here and these worms, these inchworms, are sent by the guy that we saw in the volcano. Just to give you guys another reminder of that. Remember the fish carcass as well. Remember all those things. All right. Anyways, so the gold gold medal course in the Rafflesia school needs us to have an accelerated jump. So we're gonna journey back to exactly there. We're gonna journey back through all of this here, and we're gonna do that. That's probably gonna be next episode. I'm gonna probably end the episode here. I will tell you guys in the last when I first recorded this episode, I actually did that course, but the episode went on much longer than what it needed, than I wanted it to, and I kind of was like, oh crap, I should have waited. So I'm gonna do it this time around. I'm gonna be smart about it, and that's how we'll start the next episode. But I kind of wanted to show off the running. Do you see how like it trivializes a lot of the stuff? I can just like run past all of these enemies And here, watch this. Watch how crazy what I'm doing here. What is that? Do you see that? It's really insane. It's kind of insane. So one thing that I will show off here as well is once you have visited a location and you've gone through all of the trials, you can just move through. So this is where we came out of Burn Daisy. This is the exit of the cave. We don't need that right now. So it's kind of strange that they have, mind you, let's go into Burn Daisy. Remember how they had this lava pool here? Like, why do they have this if we can just... See, I can jump over it, and then I'm on the other side. But I can just move across, so what's the point of that? Well, I'll have to, you know, find out later. And then we can move across. We can move across Hot Daisy and go all the way down. I wish that little, like, waterfall would be, like, is an area that we could visit. And we go back to Dahlia Valley and kind of hang out here, and we do that stuff. One thing that I do want to show, so we will, next episode, I will start at the Rafflesia School, and we'll do that course. But before all of that, we're gonna go back. This is the town. Nothing has changed, right? No new dialogue. As far as I know, I talked to the cow, for example, and the cow is just kind of like still chilling. I like flowers. I can relax. So there's the flowers just hangs out. I love how there's like one lone flower here. Jump on it. The roosters. You know, did we ever? I don't think we ever run into this house, did we? Oh, there's nothing in it. Haha. They're all designed the same way too, which I think is pretty lazy, but that's okay. But yeah, so nothing has changed here, but I do want to show off one thing. Right, we're in the castle here. Even if I will tell you guys, even when we get all 3 medals, we can't talk to these people. So even with all 3 medals, I'm not able to get the holy sword that you get if you get all 3 of the things, like all 3 of the medals, right? You should get the holy sword. Again, we can't talk to them. We can't talk to these guys. You can hide in the, like, I guess that's supposed to be the, like, toilet or whatever. You can kind of go into the bucket over here. Or what is this supposed to be? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is the open cell with the bed that doesn't have any sheets on or anything. So we kind of have that. But the last thing I want to show off here for you guys, and this is in the other section. So remember, guys, there was a big thing in the first episode where, I think it was the first episode, where I talked about the room. So we went up here, and we learned how to throw a sword, right? Remember all that, and then there was the guy in the bathroom who was using the bathroom, and all the stuff, right? And these are the quarters of the king. Remember how I talked about the rugs? Because there was the big red rug, right? And then on top of that was like a cheetah rug. Or I called it leopard back then again. But we have a cheetah with us now, right? So it's like, okay, let's see what happens. Flash says, "This carpet, this could be a relative. How cruel." Flash's teardrop landed on the carpet, then suddenly the carpet starts to speak. "My comrade, do not cry. I only lost the battle to the king. If I live now, the king would be dead. If I lived now, the king would be dead. Such is life in this world. My spirit still roams about in this world. I will give myself to you. Find the water nearby. Live strong for me." So we get a little dialogue, and the puppy says, "I'm a royal dog. I don't live in a dog house. This is my room." Well, not really, but yeah, so we kind of get like a life lesson, right? It's kind of like the circle of life in a weird way, where it's like, or more like, not circle of life, but like survival of the fittest, kind of, which is like a big thing for the, you know, animal kingdom. You know, that's really how it is. And the rug says, "Don't be sad, because if I wasn't dead, the king would be dead. Like, if the king hadn't killed me, then I would have killed the king," right? And it kind of teaches you like all these like weird lessons, right? That's like a lesson in life. You know, it's a kind of primitive, like that's not something that humans really live by, like survival of the fittest, but in a weird sense, right, it kind of is like that, because you gotta be like, you know, and you gotta accept that that's how things are, right? And that's kind of what they're saying, like, it's okay, don't be sad, that's just how it is, and that's okay. you know? So it's just kind of like a cool little lesson that the game tries to teach you. But then he says at the end, find the water nearby and live strong for me. So what's the water nearby? Well, it's the bath. And what's in the bath? An apple, guys. Sorry, guys. So we get an apple by doing this. You don't have to do this. You don't have to come back here with the cheetah. Like, none of that, okay? But if you do, you get rewarded with an extra life, guys. That's so cool, right? And it kind of, again, it teaches you a lesson about life, and then it gives you an extra life. So it's kind of, I don't know, I really love this game for the little things that it does, for the little details and stuff. So yeah, this is gonna be it, guys. This is gonna be it, this episode for today. I appreciate you guys very much. Again, I'm Arali. I do stream exclusively now on Twitch every Sunday and Monday. I cut down one day, but I'm doing longer streams now, so I'll be going until like 2, 3 in the morning from, I go live at like 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around that. And yeah, and like I said, I want to go on to like 2, maybe 3 in the morning, depending on how many people are there and stuff. And I do different things. I do Guild Wars 2, challenge runs for Guild Wars 2, random stuff for Guild Wars 2. I want to do comparison streams for Guild Wars 1 and 2. I do playthroughs of other games, all kinds of stuff. So come by and check that out sometime. And I appreciate you guys watching. And next episode, we will start at the Rafflesia School. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and thank you guys so much, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.